I'm the owner and grower of Oso Bay Farm right here on Oso Bay. I started growing plants when I was 2 years old. I have photographic evidence. I just really like plants. Plants are just the coolest organisms on the earth. We wouldn't be here without plants. They're the only organism that can take the energy from the sun and convert it to something we can use. Can't be here without that. You can grow a lawn in a small space. People don't understand that you don't need acres and acres. People often ask me, how big is my farm? And they think it's huge. It's not. The thing that people notice right away is that they last longer. And it's really simple. I'm not doing anything differently. Commercial flowers from a commercial florist are grown in Colombia. Increasingly, they're grown in Kenya. But many of them are grown in Colombia, put on a 737 that flies into Miami, and then they're distributed throughout the country. So you cut a flower that's not fully open in Colombia, you ship it to Miami, then you ship it to Corpus or wherever, and by the time it gets there, how old is it? And how much time does it have left? So by the time the customer gets it, it's already several days old, whereas they come to me, it's harvested that day, and so they have that life of the flower that they don't usually get because it's in transit. And so that's why it lasts longer. So if you buy things locally, they're going to last longer. I'm an ecologist, and I hate lawns. Lawns are bourgeois. They're a crime against the environment. You got this monoculture. A lot of people spend time and energy putting fertilizers on their lawns, which runs right off into the bay and causes problems. It's just wrong to have a lawn, in my opinion. So I'm hopeful that the general public will start to see that there's a different use for the land that they have. And I think land use is a very important issue in many respects, and I think that we should use the land appropriately and leave it better than when we found it. You're told that's not the way you should do it. Okay, well, who makes those rules? Can we really live sustainably or anywhere close to sustainably with those? No, we can't. You have to take the land, use it appropriately, and leave it better than what you had. We grow way too much food on way too little land. We're running out of arable land. We're building on places where we shouldn't be building because it's a better use to farm it rather than it is to build on it. And it's a serious situation. We're not using the land appropriately. We're depending far too much on input from fossil fuel derived chemicals, and that's not going to last, and it can't last. The fields are fallow. There's nothing covering them. And on a windy day, the soil's just blowing away, but it doesn't matter because you come back and you augment it with fossil fuel-derived fertilizers, and then you grow sorghum or cotton on it, acre and acre and acre. It's not sustainable. There are always going to be a few people who think about where their food comes from and try to buy local. I think it's important to try to emphasize to people what we do and what the benefits are of what we do. But until recently, I don't think that was widespread. There's been a change.